We do have a little bit of water flowing. It's not much. Probably a month ago we were getting 2 to 3 gallons per minute. Hey everybody, welcome back to Swan Branch. Today we are back here to try to see what we can get done. We cut down the rest of that cherry tree yesterday, and we got to cut it up, and we got some rain and probably don't have as much energy today as we had yesterday, but we're going to see what we can do. So I thought I would walk down here to the spring and see if we've got any water flowing today. It's not been not had too much rain lately, so let's go over here and take a look. It's actually been really dry, and so we've not had that much rain overall for the last 2 months. I think the last significant rain that we had here is probably close to a week ago. We did get probably a little bit this morning. You can see right now this is just a way downstream from the spring head. We do have a little bit of water flowing. That's not much. Probably a month ago we were getting 2 to 3 gallons per minute. Right now we're getting maybe a half a gallon, maybe a gallon per hour, so it's really bad right now. But we do have farther upstream where the spring head originates. It ends up being it goes underground and comes out farther downstream. I just saw a male eastern towhee land right here close to me. I don't know if we can see it. It's already jumped back into the weeds. So anyway, follow along with us today. Okay, I just showed you some before and after pictures of the cedar cleanup that we did. We had a bunch of piles of cedar branches there, and we have been able to salvage some posts out of there, so we're going to reuse those at some point. Okay, yesterday we had a wonderful neighbor bring us some tomato plants. He had some extras at his house, and so he brought them to us, and we're going to see if we can get them in the ground. Actually, we're not going to get them in the ground. We're going to put them in 6 pots that we have right now and see if we can nurse them along. We don't know exactly how we're going to fence them off tonight to keep the deer and or groundhogs out of them, but we're going to do our best. Okay, now we're going to make a combination of things to be able to plant our tomatoes in. We've got probably about a half a bag or a third of a bag left of black cow manure, and then we've got just some flower and vegetable garden soil. We're going to put both of those in our gorilla cart and mix it up, and then we're going to also add in, we've got some composted leaves or leaf compost. It's pretty good shape, and then we have some composted manure. I did have a thermometer in it to see if it was still working, and it was up to probably 120, 130 degrees a few days ago. It looks like right now it's about at 110 degrees, so it's still got some heat in it, which means it's still breaking down, but we'll mix some of that in with our soil also, and we'll see what it takes. It's a little bit damp, but at least it looks pretty rich. I know it's been at our house for probably 2 to 3 years at least. Now we're going to go over to the leaf compost and see if we can get some more added to it. Okay, now we're going to get a few shovelfuls full of this leaf compost. You can see where I've been mowing some. I've been spraying some of the grass up on top of it on purpose so that it just adds to the material. And you can see right here, there's a bunch of leaves in here that are broken down. Now we'll go ahead and mix that up. Okay, now we're just going to try to mix this up as much as we can. We'll see. The good thing is it's pretty dry, so when we get ready to start putting the tomatoes in, we'll water it down really good. It's sprinkling rain right now too, so hopefully this will give them a head start. It does look really rich though.
I'm trying to get down to the bottom of the cart where the first stuff was.
Yeah, there ended up not being very much of the black cow manure. It was just a little bit in the bottom of the bag, so we'll mix this together and we'll see how good it looks in the end. We do have a bag of potting soil also that it's not been opened yet, so we thought we would not open it.
Trying to go with the older stuff first. That looks good.
Okay, so I think we'll go over and get some composted manure now. Okay, now we're going to add some of the composted manure. You can definitely see how dry it is compared to the mixture we have already, but we're going to clear up the edge of it here some. The guy that delivered it had a tough time getting turned around here, and so we just ended up having to put it right here. I was going to put it a lot closer to the leaf compost over here, but we just ended up leaving it here. We know that this is going to be where probably our main garden is going to be. We're still in the process of trying to decide what's going to be where, but I think this area at least is a good place to start with. So we'll get this added in and then we'll mix this up. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and try to mix it up some with the shovel, and I think we'll end up maybe just going ahead and do a full cart full of stuff. We'll get it mixed together as good as we can, and we'll get the little weed out of there.
Oops, sorry. This gorilla cart has come in so handy. One of our best purchases, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a pretty good tool. It's a lot easier to use than a wheelbarrow, but you know, it's got its place also. You got to definitely be careful when you're going downhill with it. It'll run over you. But we're also racing the daylight a little bit tonight. It's already 8 o'clock. We went to church this morning and then got down here a little bit late, and we're both a little bit tired from all the work that we did yesterday, and we didn't want to do too much today anyway, but the rain and the maybe overworking some yesterday has something to do with it. We never planned on having tomatoes today, but we also can't let them just sit here in the box that we have, so we got to go ahead and get them in the ground or in some pots. And we had to get down to at least get some of the branches out of the way today, because we are going to call for a county inspection tomorrow on the temporary power pole. So anyway, gotta, as they say, you got to make hay while the sun shines, even though we have no sun today. So we're going to try to see if we can fill the pots up now. We're going to just used 6 pots at the beginning because we really don't know how many tomatoes are in the box. And so right now we've got this tarp laid down to try to kill out the grass for when we work on our garden, probably the week after July 4th. But right now we're going to put it on top of the tarp, and then we'll try to find a way to protect it. So we'll get the shovel and we'll start loading these up, and then we'll see how many tomato plants we actually have. Like I said, we're not sure.
So how much are we doing in each pot?
I'd say just a shovel full in each one to hold it down, and then that'll give us an idea if we're going to have 6 or not. Move the end of this around a little more. Right now we've just got the tarp weighted down with whatever we've got here. We've got 3 rain barrels that we're going to start trying to, or 3 empty barrels, food grade, that we're going to start trying to collect some rainwater. We just don't have that in place yet. We don't have a lot of stuff in place.
We'll get
Yeah,
there.
I say this cute. Let's go ahead and fill them up at least halfway.
Halfway? Yeah.
And then we'll bring the tomatoes over and see how much roots are with them too. Typically we like to bury the roots pretty deep and give them a good start. We're also not real sure what the next step is. You know, when we get our garden tilled up for the first time, I don't think this land is, none of this has been used as a garden for at least 50 years. But we'll end up deciding then if we're going to leave them in these pots or move them to bigger pots or actually plant them in the ground. We'll go ahead and finish filling these up and then show you the tomatoes. The tomato plants that we have, it looks as though, I don't know, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, maybe 8 plants. So we'll see as we go. They've got some little tomatoes on here already.
That right there.
Kind of cool right here. But we got plenty of flowers on here too. And he just gave these up, gave these to us yesterday, and he dug these up out of his garden. Some of them were volunteers also, and so we don't actually know what all of them are. We'll find them out as they grow.
They'll be good no matter what they are.
They sure will. Okay, so we ended up filling up all 6 buckets, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have to be transplanting these. We got 2 fairly large ones in this one, 3 smaller ones. We buried them pretty deep also. Hopefully they'll survive. Dewana went to get some water, and we're going to get them nice and soaked, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain tonight also. Yeah, we'll go all the way around the whole thing and get each plant. And if we get the leaves wet, it's okay, because it's going to rain tonight anyway.
Go ahead and do this one.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get all, see how much we can get with that 1 gallon. And when we get back down here, we'll show you what they look like. Hopefully they made it through.